It was a very strange time, March. Imagine you are called time out, and everything you talk about going out is closing down on you all over the world. So it was a very, very difficult time, obviously for the world, but for us was what is our purpose? If time out is talking about what to do, what the best things to do in any city in the world, what are we going to talk about? So imagine sitting with our teams, the content teams worldwide, and discussing how do we remain relevant and how do we remain bringing cheer to the world when the world is just closing down. So that's when we became pivoted to time in, the best things to do from your couch, from your sofa. And that changed for us. We had to start writing a lot of content of all the things you could do from your home because you couldn't go out. And that kind of change completely, 180 degrees from going out to staying in. That was an incredible exercise for our team worldwide. And actually, at the beginning, the first few months, our audience continued growing because we found what to talk about, how to inspire people to do things from seeing theater from home to seeing, opera, or to learning a language from home, or doing other things that maybe we were not thinking before that.
Right. In terms of learning a language, actually, you're speaking to the right two people because both myself and my colleague have started learning a new language in lockdown this year. So that definitely a good one on our part. I want to take you to the now, though, and a question about the latest restrictions announced by the UK government, because many businesses out there are saying that it is very unfavorable towards the hospitality industries. The non-essential shops are allowed to stay open, but pubs and restaurants under Tier 3 are only open for delivery and takeaway. What is the feedback that you're getting from the businesses that you speak to?
Well, as you can imagine, the hospitality industry really has been hit so hard because we ourselves, with our time on markets, have host over 140 restaurants worldwide. So we know very well how difficult it is to having to close down your restaurants if you cannot, you can only provide takeaway and delivery. So the reality is that even though this is being done because of health concerns, these people don't have much to do. I mean, takeaway and delivery is not going to do what your own restaurant can do. And obviously being outside in the summer was great. And a lot of people, outside was the new inside. But now in the winter, it's much more difficult for places. First, because you don't have the space, even though in the capital, as you know, commerce with, restaurants and bars were able to take part of the sidewalk. But now it's very cold in London. And it's very difficult for those businesses to remain open and to serve outside. And now, obviously, they are closed anyway, so they cannot do it because they are not essential commerce. And imagine sending everybody home just a week before Christmas is very tough because now you're thinking, how are we going to come back in January and February? Yeah, they're going to be difficult months, and the industry knows that. However, we have been in crisis before, big crisis worldwide, not as large as this one for the hospitality industry, and we're going to come back. But a lot of changes are happening. Many places are closing down around the world, and many more will close down. But then I know some new ones will open. But now it's a very tough time for the hospitality industry.
Julio, you mentioned Timeout Markets, which is one of two business pillars for the Timeout Group alongside your digital offering. Has this pandemic changed the way you're thinking about Timeout Markets strategically? Has it affected any of your plans to roll out more markets in different geographies moving forward?
Actually, it hasn't. If anything, it has accelerated, which is, in every crisis, there is always an opportunity if you look for it. We are opening the next Timeout market in Dubai precisely around March. First quarter, we don't have yet the final date. And we already have 17 of the best restaurants in Dubai. And you're going to have them in, opposite the Burj Al Khalifa in the Al Sauk Bahar. And what has happened is the landlords have realized that, the high street was already changing before COVID. And what COVID has done is accelerating that change in the high street. And now they need quality footfall and they need quality concepts to attract people to their buildings. And they see Timeout Market as one part of the solution. And we have more conversations now worldwide like the example I just gave you for Dubai, to open new time-out markets in the future. So our plans have, if anything, accelerated for the time-out market, because one thing we know, it is difficult now, as I said, for the hospitality industry. It is difficult for all of us that have to be home. But we are social animals, and we're going to come back because we need to be with our family, with our friends. And we're going to come back, and we're going to go out to the best places to eat the best food. We're going to travel around the world. Tourism will come back. Yes, we are suffering now, and there are some people who are suffering even more. But at the end, the world will come back. And in this case, time-out market is part of that solution. And we believe strategically that our business will only grow after this COVID, I call it parenthesis, that we have.